Let's get down to serving. Jesus said, "You call me teacher and Lord, and you are right, because that's what I am. And since I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you ought to wash each other's feet." John chapter 13, verses 13 and 14. Read John chapter 13, verses 1 to 15 for the entire narrative. That day when Jesus took a basin of water and stooped down to wash the feet of his disciples, he did so fully aware of several things. He knew his hour had come to depart from the world, that Judas Iscariot was conspiring to betray him, that the Father had handed over all authority into his hands, and that he came from God and was going back to God. So what was it that prompted Jesus to go down on his knees and wash all of his disciples' feet, including that of Judas? There were a few key reasons mentioned. The first one was his immense and unconditional love for his disciples. John chapter 13 and verse 1 spells it out this way: "Having loved his own who were in the world, he loved them to the end." Secondly, when Peter refused to let Jesus wash his feet, Jesus told him something profound. "If I do not wash you, you have no part with me." John chapter 13 and verse 8. He was demonstrating to them that it was not just the outward washing of the body that was important, but the inner cleansing of our sins, which only the shed blood of Christ could accomplish for us. Thirdly, Jesus was setting an example for them to follow. He explained to them in John chapter 13, verses 13 and 14, that if he, their Lord and Master, could wash their feet, then they, his followers, had the obligation to serve one another with love and humility. Jesus further explained this in John chapter 13 and verse 16. "Very truly I tell you, no servant is greater than his master, nor is a messenger greater than the one who sent him." He was simply telling them that they were merely servants and messengers, and the only one who was worthy of all honor and glory is God himself. To serve as Jesus did, we need to demonstrate the love and humility that he modeled, a love that is even willing to love those who don't love us and intend to harm us. The humility that enables us to give up our position, our authority and our rights, and gives us grace to serve one another and esteem others better than ourselves. We can conclude with Jesus' words in John chapter 13 and verse 17. "Now that you know these things, you will be blessed if you do them." If you were blessed by this devotion, kindly share it with others.